Notes on sitting meditation. Sitting meditation is a ceremony of divine indifference, divine detachment. It's about sitting down in a container where we get to, distance ourselves and observe the worldly thoughts that come up. Really everything that comes up inside the being and no longer attached to this world. It's about practicing as the seer, practicing as the master. You see, oftentimes, when we get into meditation or personal development or anything like this, we think like, oh, if I meditate enough, then I'll become a master, or like I need to get better and get better. But no, meditation is about practicing as the master, right? So that you can realize him. He's already inside of you. It's about practicing as the seer so that you can realize that true I, that true self that's always observing but always unrecognized. It's not about what you're thinking about. It's about who is thinking. So when we meditate, we sit down for 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes, right? And it's a container, it's a ceremony, a divine detachment, and we start with the breath, and, it's a concentration training practice. Concentrate fully on the breath for 10 minutes. And by fully engaging with the breath, the mind will come into one-pointedness. You see, oftentimes we try to fix the mind with the mind, but if we engage the mind and the attention with the breath, the mind will automatically settle down. The breath harmonizes the whole vehicle, right? And then from there, we can enter into a space of a gentle inner smile, right? Of loving awareness. Even during the breathing process, you're breathing as the master. Imagine that master, that sage inside of you, with a twinkle in his eye and a glow and a halo around his head. That's childlike, but, godlike in his wisdom. He's inside of you. We're trying to realize him, right? Realize the true I, the true eyes. So when we're sitting there, it's about practicing as him, breathing as him, holding loving awareness and openness and almost humor. You see, when we're meditating, oftentimes when we start, we're all serious about it. Like, oh, I got to do this right, or this is hard, or whatever it is. But no, it's about practicing as the ideal image. The more we practice as him, the closer we approach to the realization of him. It's the same thing with the energy work and the breath and the prana, right? By practicing with that openness, that ease, that gentle, warm, loving awareness, united with breath and will. By practicing with that, right, we are naturally restoring the original blueprint to man. It's not about healing the body or opening the channels. It's about realizing the original blueprint in which you once enjoyed, right? You once had perfect flowing energy, as a child. But then we became imbalanced through stresses and so many different things in this world, right? But when we practice meditation, it is a ceremony of practicing as the ideal state, the perfected self, divine detachment from everything down here. And that's kind of the setup for it. Now, the work starts. The work, my friends, meditation is like a sword, okay? And it's sharpening the sword of your mind. And the work is twofold. It is in our attention and insight, right? And surrendering. We are surrendering with each breath, surrendering to what is, accepting what is, accepting this moment, accepting the voids inside of us, accepting the thoughts, accepting the feelings fully. You see, a child is kind of like a sage in that when he has trauma, when he's traumatized, he'll just wail a blood-curdling scream and let that emotion out. He doesn't judge it or anything, right? We have to assume that same kind of relationship to everything inside, in the sense that we're surrendering, right? But as we surrender, things will well up, right? And this is where we practice insight. We gain insight into the source of our thoughts, right? Oftentimes thoughts will come up that are triggering, that want to lead to more thoughts. But the better we get at this, the more we can see where these are coming from, why they trigger us emotionally, why we attach to them, right? And eventually we can learn to disidentify with the thoughts that we guard and like basically protect, so fiendishly. Practice as the master, my friends. That is a quick insight into a sitting meditation practice out here in the morning time. Thanks for watching. If you guys want to talk to me one-on-one, shoot me a message on Instagram at Reality Files, or you can always apply for a free one-on-one discussion with me. I would love to chat with you. Peace out, friends. Hit that like button. Cheers.